A very warm welcome to the Sengkang Hockey Complex, where there are only a couple of places in the world rankings that separate these two sides. It's Sri Lanka ranked 42nd, Singapore ranked 38th, and Sri Lanka will be looking to overcome Singapore because they couldn't do that in the Asian Games over in Korea, in Incheon, where it was Singapore that won by 5-3. So it bodes well for the hosts. However, anything could happen. That is the scenario and the synopsis that's going on here. Kazakhstan beating Myanmar by 2-0. Whoever wins this one, you feel, will top the group. And that will be, of course, in Pool B, as we are seeing China obliterate everything that comes in their way. And it's going to be very interesting to see who progresses from Pool A as well. A little bit earlier on, Brunei got a 3-1 result against Vietnam. But it's about the hosts now, and it's about Sri Lanka. And can the men do what the women did yesterday? A tight, cagey affair, as mentioned, with only a couple of places in the rankings separating the two. Are we expecting the same again today? I say are we, because once again I'm joined by Nordin. Great to have your company here, Nordin.
Nice to be back,
the former national coach, national team player, and now an instructor for the FIH. Is this one going to be as close as yesterday's ladies' match?
Yes, I believe so. And I believe this game is very important for both teams. And I think it's going to be very tight. The team that make more mistakes will probably lose the game.
Well, we were critical of Singapore in the first game with the amount of possession that they conceded. The turnovers were very, very cheap. They need to sort that one out very quickly. They have had a couple of days off. Of course, there are 7 women's teams here. They are playing a pool format where they will all play against each other. The men, well, they have been split into 2 groups, a 5 and a 4. And it's Singapore, Sri Lanka, Myanmar and Kazakhstan in Pool B that are all looking to get the job done. Will this be the decider to see who will finish top of the pool? It looks as though it could be a straight shootout between the Thais and Hong Kong to see who finishes second there. So the winner of this one, you would feel, will be awaiting those as China. Well, they have looked absolutely awesome in the 2 games that they have played so far. And the runner-up of Pool B will take them on. So it is Sri Lanka in the orange and yellow strip that get us underway. It's a nice ball, scoot forwards, however, very, very well dealt with from Yong. And now Singapore immediately look to inject some pace forwards, but just, rather than going straight on, keep possession. Here's Sabri Yuhari, fires that one forward. It's not a bad ball. Unfortunately, Silas couldn't get to it. However, it did take a little nick, so it's going to be a long corner. Singapore looking very, very confident the way that they're approaching this game. They were a bag of nerves the opening 15-20 minutes in their first game against Kazakhstan. Not so today, as they're taking the ball straight into the D, but unfortunately goes against them.
Yes, Paul, I agree with you. I think they started very well today. So hopefully they can settle down quickly. But it's interesting today. I want to see what kind of strategy Singapore defense will come out against the fast Sri Lankan attackers.
They have Jaspal dropping very, very deep, and just in front of him, Sabri, just acting as almost like a shield. There is Jaspal, great touch from him, and feeds it nicely into Sabri, who in turn helps it on. Enrico, Marican, 2-goal hero against Kazakhstan. Got on the ball earlier, however. That's a long ball played into the corner. Ishanka just couldn't find his intended target. So you'd have to say the opening couple of minutes or so has been a promising start for Singapore. Nicely played from Tanyiru. Again, looking to work the channel well, cut out there. Nalantha getting there first. Ishanka scooping it forwards, well picked off by Jaspal Singh. Cheap turnover though. Damith. Sri Lanka's turn now to try and get themselves a little foothold in the game by keeping possession. Harindra wanting the run, manages to find Amila. Advantage was almost played, the umpire pulling it back after the foot was caught of Marican. Harindra with the big scoop. Well read though from Norman Teo. Closes down very quickly, however that was very skillful from Tharanga. He wins a long corner. Real nice pace and tempo to this game. Lahiru.
Looks like both teams are playing well. I think quite even so far and very aggressive from Sri Lanka. They're playing high press right now.
Now looking to apply a little bit of pressure. Maybe they watched that first game as well and saw that Singapore were a little bit shaky at the back in the opening 15-20 minutes. Long ball push forwards from Sabri. Just to no avail. Was looking for Kendi Lee. He just couldn't get there. Harindra again looking a bit longer, but there was nothing on, so the Singapore defence doing ever so well, and they've got a turnover here. Kendi Lee trying to get it into the D. That's exactly what he does. Scoops it forwards, played against the foot. It's the first short corner of the game, and it goes in favour of the hosts.
Was a very good play by Kendi. Very smart. He got the short corner.
They only had 3 in their opening game against Kazakhstan. Didn't make any of them count either, so you can see there is quite a bit of a conflab going on there. Can they get it right on this occasion? So Silas will be the injector. Will he deliver the pace? He certainly does. Teed up nicely, scoop forwards. Just a little bit high. You could see what Sabri was trying to do. However, Sri Lanka not messing around, trying to get on with things quickly. Helmet's been thrown all over the place. The ball has gone out of play as well. This is one of the best tempo games that we've seen so far from two teams going at it.
Yes, very good, good pace, but there's no penetration yet.
No penetration as yet, but there could be here. Oh, a slight mistake there. Jaspal manages to pick it up. That's well played though. Cool, calm and collected. Singapore looking to move forwards. Tanyiru works the line. Nice little touch back inside from Timothy Go. He keeps it simple. Well played from Tanyiru. And that's not bad either from Faris. The ball was taken. No hit awarded. Marican picks it up. Marican driving into the D. Good stick work from him, and he wins the hit as well. Better and good play from Singapore. So Marican gets on with things quickly. Tanyiru tried to play down the line, well read. Amila in the right place at the right time, just flicks it forwards. Sandoran missing out, and Yong can pick up the ball just a little bit too far for Sabri.
Looks like Singapore doing the more attacking, but they need to watch the aerial ball from the defense, Sri Lanka defense.
They have played that scoop on a couple of occasions and almost caught Singapore out. Jaspal came to the rescue. Foot used. Tharanga doing ever so well to come forwards with the ball. Still goal bound, but again, that defence looking quite stout. Sabri just sitting in the hole in front. He's looking to break everything down. That was a poor ball played forwards, though. And again, you talked about this in their opening game, about the turnovers and the conceding possession. And that's a little bit cheap, isn't it?
Yes, it was. And I think, as I said before, I think today that is the main point. If more mistakes, I think they will capitalize.
Scoot forwards are judged to have been a little bit too dangerous. So Singapore retain possession. Good ball fired out from Jaspal. Nice little turn from Ong Jun Hong. He does well. Gets caught. And straight to the pocket. The umpire shows a yellow card. Anuradha will go off for a minimum of 5 minutes. Well, that's a sloppy little pass back there from Faris. However, Singapore get away with it. Fire it forwards. Working and bustling hard is Timothy Goh. And does ever so well to win the short corner. Good play there from Singapore. Yes, dynamic good. And direct.
Yes, good play from Singapore, and the Sri Lanka defense a bit suspect, a bit square, and nobody is covering behind.
Lahiru this time entrusted in injecting the ball to the edge of the D. Who will it be to strike? Silas is hanging around, as is Sabri. Well, they move the ball quickly, and it's a good save in the end, and tapped home! And it's been given. Sri Lanka just couldn't deal with the pressure. And from the resulting short corner, it's Singapore that take the lead. And you have to say that on the balance of play so far, the 9.5 minutes we've had, they thoroughly deserve it. Adamanik it was that gets his name on the score sheet. Singapore lead by 1-0.
What a goal, Paul, what a goal. Singapore reacted, the players reacted the fastest and sent the ball in.
Well, the perfect start then, and you do have to say warranted after the way that they've taken the game to Sri Lanka. Don't touch the ball. Adamanik just been told by the umpire. The fact that he was just passing it back to the Sri Lankans. Yes. Common sense prevailed in the end. No card shown. Sri Lanka still down a man. That yellow card to Anuradha has hurt them. Can Singapore punish them further? Sabri. Marican. There's an air of arrogance about the Singapore side today, and it's a good one as well, because they do look fresh and they look ready to go, don't they?
Yes, and all their attacks like with purpose.
A much better start than the one they had in the opening game.
You're right, and I think they are more confident, and they want to win this game.
And the surface watered just before, the ball fizzing around all over, as you would expect. That's a nice little piece of stick work there, though, from Dinesh. He gets closed down quickly. There's nowhere to go for the Sri Lankan side. Singapore smothering when they do get the ball in that middle third. Jaspal just keeping it simple.
Sri Lanka switching to a low press.
Well, the man down may have something to do with that, not denying the space.
Probably so.
It's important then that Singapore remain positive and look to keep going forwards. Lahiru Little miscontrol from him, however, possession kept. Yong helps it down the line. And Singapore have worked the channels on occasion and look good doing it. There's Haseef inside.
Well read.
I was trying to thread a thread through a needle eye. That's how the pass was. That's well picked off and well won by Shamika. He does well. Sri Lanka not backing down. Amila, bit of time and space. There's a miscontrol and Dinesh getting in the way a bit. Dinesh hitting the ball away, just apologising, but it's too little too late.
Too late.
That's a green card for him. So Sri Lanka down to 9 men at the moment. They are going to have to work incredibly hard to try and keep Singapore at bay. Singapore keep coming. Good stick work there from Ashraf. However, he gets dispossessed. Sri Lanka now looking to try and come on the counter.
Yes, they are very good at the break, especially the turnover.
Back to 10 men now. So the pace just dropped slightly out of the game. It's kind of expected because it's been a real enthralling first 15 minutes. Yong helps it down the line. Good stick work again from Adamani. The hit goes in favour of Singapore. Yong again. Good turn from Adamani. Back inside. Just couldn't get the shot away. However, there was contact, and you can see there the umpire right on the spot. Straight away, another short corner.
Good work at the right channel.
Well, Singapore have been playing a lot more down this right-hand side into the channel area. It is working for them. Lahiru will inject again. So Singapore have mixed it up now a couple of times. This, the third short corner. Good pace on the ball back. Scoop back in, the little deflection as well. Good defending. Damith was in the way, and it's just as well he was. Nice variation from Singapore.
Nice variation and nice, very good save from the defender. Very alert.
Faris it was that got that final touch, trying to put it goal bound.
But Singapore is playing well-planned attack, slow attack, because they don't need the goal quickly.
Sri Lanka now back up to full kilter. However, that was good defending, and it needed to be from Jaspal, because Lahiru doing ever so well to try and keep possession. That's a poor ball. Well read at the back though, and big, powerful and strong is Harindra. Nice ball inside. Sandaran, he loses out. However, the umpire on the near side saw something. That's
a foot from the Singapore player, one of the.
That's good work together from the umpires. Both officials keeping an eye on proceedings. Hideki Kinoshita on the near side. Tao Tienan on the far side. It's good to see so many people here as well coming down to support the Singapore team. They have come out in numbers tonight. Hong Jun Hong does well, steps inside. Marican with the touch, shows good stick work as well. Keeps it simple. Hanif slows it down. Hong Jun Hun. Hong Jun Hong switches the focal point of attack. Singapore go down the left-hand side. Hanif twisting and turning. Faris trying to drive into the D. A little bit too much for Anik to deal with there, though.
But it was a very good play from Singapore. Very patient and trying to go around the Sri Lanka team.
They are just injecting the pace when they need to, Singapore. But as you said, and you're spot on, they have to keep things sure and tight at the back. Because individually, the Sri Lankans can create something. Damith going on the charge, holding the challenge off, does ever so well, shows good stick work as well. Lovely ball played back inside. Lakshan, well, was looking for the runners. It didn't transpire, but a good move from Sri Lanka there. Long corner taken quickly. Damith. Just a little bit of contact there from Sabri, and it's enough for their first short corner of the match. Sri Lankan ladies team just sitting down to our left-hand side as well. They're here enjoying proceedings, trying to cheer their countrymen on. So what can Sri Lanka produce? Damith lurking, as is Ishanka. It is going to be Damith with the scoop. It's a good save as well from Suresh. But it's a second short corner. Well worked set play there from the Sri Lankans.
Yeah, it was a dangerous play. The ball lifted into the crowd, so the umpire has to give another short corner.
Well, Marican just sprinting over to the umpire just to ensure that taken quickly. And again, this time they've chopped and changed it up. Long corner, drilled forwards from Ishanka. Deflected over the top from Norman Teo. Ishanka again into the D, but, well, Lahiru saying that a touch was made, the umpire saying no. Oh, it's a poor ball played across, however. It looked as though Singapore got away with it, but they didn't take it quickly. Damith driving into the D, tees it up nicely. Lahiru helps it into the middle as well. Well, he was looking for the reverse there, was Ishanka. Nicely scooped back, falls out. That's brilliant stick work and a good save from Suresh. It's not here yet. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, that was just like a tennis shot. And you can see the umpire is not happy with Lahiru. Lahiru going over to say, well, what am I supposed to do? He's very lucky that he didn't get a green card. But that was a chance for Sri Lanka. Singapore just managing to hang on.
I'm not surprised. what he did, because in some of the international game I have seen some goals scored by shooting like that.
Well, Roger Federer would have been proud of that shot. A forehand smash right up in the air. Unfortunately, officials all over the world see things differently. There were players in and around, which is why the whistle went.
Yeah.
Again, the safety of the players.
Yeah, exactly. Probably there are some players in the beside.
Yeah, that's the paramount importance, is the player's safety, of course. That's why you see them wear gum shields, and when they are charging down, when there is a short corner, they do have the protective headgear on, because you can hit this ball near on 100 miles an hour, and you don't want to be in the way of that when it's coming towards you at that speed. Sri Lanka, well, they've managed to get that little foothold in the game. Can they continue with the pressure, or can Singapore rectify the situation? It's good play down the left-hand flank. Timothy Goh with a little bit of time and space, looking to drive to the byline, but contact made. Singapore hit. Marican keeps it simple. Ashraf helps it down the line. Timothy Goh. Well, couldn't get away with that one.
Yeah. Empire claimed that Silas shield the ball. Sorry, Timothy shield the ball with the stick.
Of course, that not allowed. I'm still sure that you would teach that to the players in certain circumstances, though, even if it's just to try and kill a game.
Well, they do teach, but they teach it like when they are moving the ball, but not like not even playing with the ball.
Singapore looking to come again. Smashed forwards. It was brave from Damith, who just managed to get a stick to it. Sri Lanka looking to come again. Amila. And the sticks coming together. It goes Sri Lanka's way. Singapore getting ready to make a couple of changes as well. That's good play. Harindra doing well. Just feinted to drive it forwards, then took the little touch. Lakshan. Good defending there from Jaspal. They're not hanging around. They're desperate to get back in this game, Sri Lanka. Lakshan.
Yes, they are actually picking up the pace.
That wasn't a bad ball played across the face of the D. Just looking for somebody to lunge in at that far post area.
Yeah, they are well known for deflection. Long balls into the D, and they will dive and deflect the ball. They are well known for that.
Marican slowing it down slightly. Here's Sabri. Jaspal seems to move back into the centre. Fired forwards, just a little bit too much pace on it for Faris. There's a few holes appearing though, as Lakshan looks to exploit. Amila closed down quickly. Ishanka dispossessed, well played from Silas. Silas on the burst, flicks it forwards, looking for the run there of Norman Teo, but again just slightly heavy. And again, Singapore getting into that little rut of turnovers.
Yes, again, especially I feel that when Singapore is doing well or they score a goal, they will slack a bit and make a lot of mistakes.
That's a lovely ball scoop forwards. A chance here now for Dinesh to fire it in. That's well defended though. And now Singapore have bodies going forwards. There's three white shirts in advance. A little touch of the foot there. Nalantha losing out.
They should go out and attack Singapore team because the Sri Lankan defenders seems like not well organized.
Well, they just got it right on that occasion. Harindra looks to fire it forwards.
There you go.
And the little deflection. Taken quickly as well. Good play from Lahiru. He drives it in. Harmlessly behind though. But you can see him there just talking to his teammates saying he wants the support to come quicker. Well, that was a really poor touch from Sabri. And a chance here. Nicely scooped forwards off the line from Jaspal.
What a save.
Brilliant play all round. Shamika it was with that piece of individual brilliance. And Jaspal doing ever so well to somehow stop that going across the line. Wow, that's a fantastic touch again from Shamika.
Very good basic.
Damith driving into the D. Another hit. Wanted the short corner, not given. Now can they set something up? Lakshan comes back. Amila. Amila doing well, but that's... Well, it looked as though it was good defending. However, just a slight bit of contact from Silas gives them their third short corner of the match.
Yeah, there was a stick check from Silas. Dispossessed the attacker.
Well, we've already seen Sri Lanka force a save out of Suresh from a short corner earlier. And we've seen one deflected wide as well from an absolute pile driver from Ishanka. What will they do this time? It is going to be Ishanka. Oh, that's well played. Very, very good variation. Back to Lakshan. And you can see that almost came off. Singapore have, well, just over 4.5 minutes to hang on in this first period. For Sri Lanka now, Sri Lanka are pushing and causing problems.
Now I think we are really looking at the real Sri Lanka, how they used to play.
That's a good, intelligent little ball. Marican helping it on to Yong. Here's Silas. Yong driving into D now. Kendi Lee. Good defending there from Jaspal. A little reverse pass from Haseef. Well, you can hear the groans in and around us as possession conceded. That's going to be a green card that's shown to Hafiz. 2 minutes, which will take us down to 90 seconds. He will now miss. Oh, that's great stick work. Lovely play from Sri Lanka. Danger not cleared yet, though. The reverse strike comes in. Good save from Suresh. Jaspal, anywhere will do for Singapore. Well defended.
Very calm of him.
Good play there from Harindra. Big battle going on. Not happy there was Lakshan. Did just catch the foot of Lahiru. This control from Jaspal just rectifies the situation though. Just asking and telling Haseef to just calm down slightly. Jaspal with the ball drilled forwards. They do have white shirts in advance. Here's Adamanik. Lovely turn from him. Lovely stick work to get himself into the D. The referee played the advantage for as long as he could before awarding the short corner. And you have to say that that is a very good decision.
Yes, good decision and good play from Singapore team.
Well, just a fraction over 90 seconds to go. Singapore will take their time with this. Hafiz allowed back onto the field of play. He's wearing a headband because, unfortunately, during the warm-up, he took a little knock to the head with the ball. So that's his problem. Singapore staying with Tanyiru to inject. Nice stop, scoot forwards, good save in the end. Long corner. Good play from Kendi Lee. Into the final 40 seconds, Marican helps it down the line. Adamanik doing well. He wins the long corner. Singapore will take their time on this one. They'll want to get through to half-time. 1 goal to the good.
I must say that Singapore boys are playing well under pressure. They are calm and composed.
Well, just epitomised there by Haseef. Back to Jaspal. Under 10 seconds left. Adamanik. Marican scooped into the middle. That's going to just about do it for the first half. As a big round of applause. And finally the horn goes. But I think it's fair to say that that's the best game that we've seen so far.
Yes, you're right. I think especially the last 20 minutes, I think Sri Lanka woke up after the goal. That's the Sri Lanka we want to see.
Adamanik it was that has made the difference between the two sides from that short corner. He managed to slam it home as he was about 3 or 4 yards out at the angle as well. A cool, calm finish from him. Sri Lanka not out of this at all and have created opportunities and chances themselves. All to play for in the second half in this Pool B game. It's Hockey World League Round 1 action from the Sengkang Hockey Complex. It's Singapore that leads Sri Lanka by 1 goal to 0. We'll be back in a few minutes' time. very warm welcome back to the Sengkang Hockey Complex. Singapore taking on Sri Lanka, and it is Singapore that are leading by 1-0. It's been a really thoroughly entertaining first 35 minutes. We are expecting the same in the second. Nip and tuck between these two. 5-3 when they met in the Asian Games. That in favour of Singapore. Can they get the result they desire again today? Joining me is Nordin. Nordin, fantastic first 35, but Singapore need to just keep it tight at the back if they're to win this one.
Yes, and not only tight, I think they need to keep their composure, how they play the last 10 minutes. They are calm so that they don't panic, they don't make mistakes. But it will be very interesting because Sri Lanka got to push up and the game will be open up and we will see a more hockey played, good hockey played.
Bit of time here for Ishanka. Good stick work from him, drives it into the D. Well picked off again from Jaspal, who's having a very solid game at the back for Singapore. Haseef helps it down the line. Good little extra touch there from Norman Teo. This is good from Singapore. Silas driving to the byline, pulls it back. Long corner. Good attack and intent shown from Singapore on that occasion. Here's Jaspal, electing just to keep it simple. Oh, that's good play from Haseef. Well, did all the hard work and then it was all undone. So Sri Lanka can look to come forward. So the pace and the tempo at the start of this second half, exactly like it was at the start of the first. Nalantha.
Singapore playing low press.
Oh, just bobbling up there and just catching that in the head. Calm from Nalantha. Tharanga, big clash there. Play allowed to continue. Marican. Fires that one forwards. The byline is pulled back. Sandarun with the strike, a good save from Suresh, but it's going to result in the first short corner to Sri Lanka of the second half.
That was a very good play, individual play by Sri Lanka player.
Well, we've seen the power and pace that Sri Lanka use. Will they do it again? Ishanka has drilled a couple forwards. Damith is there as well. It has been mixed up and it's scooped in from Damith. It's a good finish from him. Singapore have paid the price of conceding the short corner, and Damith draws things all square.
What a goal.
So both goals coming from short corners. Are we going to have things all square here at the end? There's a big challenge. It goes in favour of Singapore. Tharanga not happy with that decision. Marican trying to fire it in. They'll take the long corner instead. Will that kickstart Singapore? Momentio. Well, the little touch on from Anik. Nobody there though.
This is a time where Singapore shouldn't panic and still follow the game plan. They must not lose their structure.
All their focus or concentration. They picked that one up there as well. Ashraf back inside. It's a nice little move as well as Faris tries to drive for the D. Play back Hafiz. Oh, and a miscontrol there from Sabri could prove costly because running forwards is Sandaron. He tees it up nicely for Shamika, who's forced wide. So Singapore rally back defensively. Lakshan. Oh, that's beautiful stick work from Amila, who fires it across the face of the D. Well defended. Singapore looking to come forwards now, though. Well, you can see quite clearly Dinesh not happy with that. Sprints over to the official to kind of apologise, but he'll be out for 2 minutes. That gives Singapore the slight advantage. Well, it may actually come down to goal difference on who will top this group. Sri Lanka put 7 past Myanmar. Singapore put 6 past Kazakhstan. Singapore finally win their first short corner of this half, making it 5 in total. Well, the Sri Lankans are complaining about every single decision.
Yes, they contesting that the Singapore player did a foul before the ball went to one of the Sri Lanka foot.
Can Singapore make something count here? It's a good stop. It's scooped. Goal bound, but just wide. Ashraf it was, with a shot that couldn't have been inches away. Again, another different variation from Singapore, and that one almost came off. Tharanga trying to work down the line. Well done from Lee Chung-yong, but he concedes possession. Fired across the face of goal. Coming in at the far post was Shamika, just couldn't get the touch on it. Sri Lanka now getting themselves back on top. Still that man down who is coming back onto the field of play now. That, of course, is Dinesh. Well, a little bit of bickering and arguing between teammates. That's not going to help the cause for Sri Lanka. That looked as though it could have been quite nasty. Well, the umpire stopping the game straight away. It was just momentum that brought the players together there, and that's going to happen when you're running at full kilter. Kazakhstan have defeated Myanmar by 5-0. That game has just finished on pitch number 2. So they may well fancy their chances of having a good go against Sri Lanka when they face them in the final group game. Well, Singapore have these little mistakes creeping back in. They need to eliminate them straight away. Lee Chi-yong helps it forwards. Little barge there on Faris. Faris gets on with things quickly. Tried to play the channel ball into Ashraf, but just a little bit too heavy again. Smashed forwards and easily picked off in the end, and that was a good touch from Tanyiru. Tanyiru. Well picked off on that occasion. Nalantha doing well. Jaspal just didn't react as quickly as Tharanga. Oh, sorry, that was Sandaruan. Little turnovers creeping back in again as well for Singapore. It is Tharanga. Drilled inside, Amila. Keeps it simple, back to the skipper, Nalantha. It's the Sri Lankans now with the confidence, having scored the goal in the second half. That was well read though on that occasion from Silas. Tanyiru. Yong. Well, a big scoop forwards finds its way into the grandstand, and that's the first ball that I've commentated on that's made its way over the barrier. That was well read though from Tanyiru. However, have just been a little bit too high with the stick, so the hit goes in favour of Sri Lanka. Tharanga works the line. That's a poor touch there from Abita. Tharanga not happy at all there and having a right go at his teammates. There's a lot of pace on that, but Anik's going to get there. Anik doing well, just to try and create the yard to put it across the face of the D. Long corner. Good defending and well stop there from Damith. Well, the next 2 days are action-packed. 6 games on each day in both the men's and the women's groups. And the pools will look a lot different after tomorrow, that's for sure. Well, fortunate, Haseef just gets away with that one. Jaspal keeps it simple. Tanyiru, a little flick, all the way back out to Jaspal. Good play from Silas, driving into the D. It's still Silas. Can he pull it back? Oh, contact made. That's a wasted opportunity there for Singapore. That was a very, very good position. There's Abitha. Finally getting on the ball. Abitha. Well,
shielding the ball.
The umpire right on the spot as well.
Yes, he's right. Was not. Well, he wasn't playing the player wasn't playing the ball at all. He was trying to get a short corner. Good play down the channel.
Well worked, well played. Well, that's got to hurt, but Hanif just jogs away as though nothing happened. Here comes Singapore again. Timothy Goh just losing out on that occasion. That was well read though. Silas just couldn't get that second touch. Oh dear. A booming ball. Play on, say the officials. Lakshan picks up the ball. Good stick work from him. Just trying to flick it inside, looking for the run of Avita. Long corner.
High ball, as long as there is no danger, they will allow them to play nowadays.
Well, the hit's been awarded instead of the long corner. Even the players thought that it was a long corner. Taken quickly, Tharanga drives into the D. Well read though from Hafiz. The white shirts will look to come forwards now. Silas with a lovely ball into the path of Timothy Goh. He just couldn't guide it into his path. That was unfortunate as Sri Lanka come again. Ishanka, good stick work from him. He gets on with things quickly. Tharanga looking to fire this one across. That's exactly what he does, and just pushed away. Suresh making sure, long corner. Nice play from Harindra. Not a 32-year-old. Not showing his age at all there. Lovely piece of skill from him.
Yeah, very skillful for a defender.
That was very good as well. Drilled in, well read and well defended from Singapore. The reverse ball right up the line. It's going to eventually roll out. Ishanka. Tharanga. Singapore now, the half press, dropping off just into their own half. Well, that one's gone against Singapore. Ishanka gets into the D, that will go behind though.
I mentioned earlier, Singapore need to handle Sri Lanka forward running solo. They are very good at it. So see how we can handle them.
Well, they're managing just at the moment. 1-1 is the scoreline. If it stays this way, it'll be the first draw of the competition. And a miscontrol there from Hong Jun Hong. That's a lovely ball, just flicked forwards into the path of Damith. Damith driving into the D. Damith going all the way and tees it up nicely. That is a fantastic team goal from Sri Lanka. Poked home by Abita. But all the damage was done by the number 9, Damith. A real good team goal from Sri Lanka to give them a 2-1 lead. Well, Singapore now have to pick themselves back up. Well, you asked the question before the game, can the defence hold out and hold strong? And they've just got caught wanting there. And again, It's come from a piece of individual brilliance. And as you just mentioned a moment ago about players running at the defenders and how skillful they are, that's exactly how it's come about.
Exactly, and Singapore players allow them to attack in the center channel. So that is the surprise.
Well, they're going to have to stop that threat, and they're going to have to go the other way to try and score as well.
Our boys need to stay calm and follow the game plan.
Just off the foot there of Silas. Pushing a lot higher up the field now, Singapore, as they go in search. There's that lovely touch and great skill again from Sanduran. Tees it up inside the D. Well, Singapore had to defend all the way there. What a chance that was, and again, it was real good play from Sri Lanka.
Very good play, very fast counter attack, and good basic.
Sandaran it was that did all the damage with that run. Just trying to get in at the far post. Abita, who's already scored one, was trying to get on it. Dinesh as well, who just goes off. Just couldn't reach it. So the clock starts again. 13 minutes for Singapore to get back in. That's really well defended once more from Sri Lanka. Hooked back inside from Lakshan. No hit awarded. Oh, that's a poor little pass out. That could prove costly from Norman Teo. Harindra into the centre. The reverse shot and a good save from Suresh. Well, he had to close his legs very quickly there. Sandaran, not a million miles away.
Yeah, it was a good save and a difficult shot to take.
Long corner. Well, we know Ishanka can fire the ball. We've seen him do that all game long. Just not the correct angle on that occasion.
The Sri Lanka is playing at a very high pace, and Singapore is feeling the pressure. and making a lot of mistakes.
Silas scoops it in. That did hit. That's going to be a hit for the team in white. Well, the umpire's insisting on it being exactly where it is, a little bit further on. Advantage played, and Singapore utilise and maximise it as well, and they win themselves a short corner. Good play there from Haseef. Well, if they have aspirations about winning this game, Singapore, they have to make this one count. You don't get too many opportunities in a game. This could be one. Their first goal came from a short corner. Marican hanging around. Haseef is there as well. Plenty of options for Singapore. That's a mistake. Marican with the first strike. Dangerous though, just a little bit too high, padded away. And a good save from Tarindo in goal.
It seems that Sri Lanka has stepped up the gear, not only one step up, maybe 2 or 3 step up. They are having a very good pace now.
Into the final 10 minutes. Sri Lanka leading by 2-1. Well defended from Silas, who managed to get something on it. Marican with the stick work. There was a slight touch of the foot there from Lakshan. He's not happy about it, but it was. Tanyiru scooped forwards just a little bit too high though for Norman Teo. Tharanga wins the hit. Damith. Ishanka. Space now for Tharanga. Well read from Marican, who looks to drive forwards. That's a yellow card. So that's a big blow for Sri Lanka. Tharanga, who's caused problems down this right-hand side, will be off for 5 minutes.
And good opportunity for Singapore team to press on.
Oh, it's lovely stick work and really well played. Can they get a goal away? They're looking to get the shots off. Silas it was that got upended and wins the short corner. That was good from Singapore. Better,
good play. Well, this is the best time if Singapore wants to score.
Well, it'll tee it up nicely for the remainder of the game. The crowd trying to get behind the Singaporean side. What can they conjure up this time? Fire back, scoop forwards, deflected, but not in. The reverse pass and fired across the face of goal. Marican, not sure whether he was going for that far corner or looking for a teammate, but it wasn't a million miles away either way.
I think he was trying to take shot at goal.
Oh, that's lovely play from Amila. And brilliant stick work as well from Ishanka. Well, you're just seeing the professionalism come into the game now, where they're taking their time, just as much as the officials will let them. Just holding on to the ball there and shielding it, so, but winning it back. Amila doing ever so well. The clock stops with just over 6 minutes.
Leg. Yeah, he's holding his leg, but I thought the stick hit his hand.
Did we just mention the word professionalism?
Yes, you did.
Just slowing down the impetus, stopping Singapore getting up the momentum. Well, one back. Good work that was from Tanyiru. That was unlucky there from Marican, and he knows it as well. A big puff of the cheeks tells you that. And he got that extra touch, he was away.
It was a very beautiful skill from Enrico. Five-meter rules.
Five minutes remain. Patience required here from Singapore. Good defending though from the skipper, Nalantha. Well, one back though from Faris. He keeps it simple. Hafiz couldn't go forwards. Everybody dropping off for the Sri Lankans, making it difficult now. Tanyiru drills it into the D. The reverse strike across goal from Silas is kicked away from Thusith. Good save from him.
Good save.
Faris helps it forwards, the little flick, and booted away this time from Thusith. That did come off the arm. However, it was dangerous, which is why it will be a Sri Lankan ball. Well read from Haseef. Tanyiru plays it wide. Kendili, good stick work from him. Just couldn't retain possession. Well picked up by Ishanka, who wins the hit. Jaspal in strong with the challenge, just been told to calm down.
I thought it was a good tackle.
Sri Lanka looking to pop it around and then drill it in. And a real basic mistake there, gifting possession back to Sri Lanka. Tharanga back on the field of play now, so Sri Lanka will see this game out with 11 men, unless something drastic happens in the next few minutes. Just under 3 minutes to go. Singapore really must get hold of the ball. Tharanga. Nice little touch around the corner from Ishanka. Very, very lucky there. Anuradha just flicking that ball away.
Yep.
But it went straight to the white shirt, so he got away with that one. Hafiz wins the hit. Looks to go down the outside. Can he fire it across? Wins the long corner. No, well, they judged to have hit his foot, so it's a Sri Lanka ball. Under 2 minutes now. Have Sri Lanka got enough to see this one out? That's an awful ball played forwards. Real sloppy play from Damith.
It was a good press from Singapore. That's what they should do. They shouldn't let them hang on to the ball and delay the time.
90 seconds is all that remains. Marican with a ball in. Anywhere will do. Was that hit behind deliberately? Singapore were asking for it. Silas was as well. Long corner. 4 white shirts in and around the D. Marican skips past 2. Helps it back inside. Well read though from Ishanka. Suresh showing a good touch there. Haseef. Referee playing advantage. And has allowed that one to go. Jaspal, that's a brilliant stop right in the middle. And now 3 or 4 orange and yellow shirts can break forwards. Sandoran keeps it simple. Dinesh looks to go around the outside. 30 seconds remain and a real chance here for Sri Lanka. Shielding though was illegal. So Singapore with one last chance. Faris, it was on the burst. Not long left at all. Under 10 seconds. That's dangerous and that's going to see the game out. Sri Lanka know they've won. Well, it has been a thoroughly entertaining game and really well played from both sides. Singapore probably edging the first half, Sri Lanka the second, but
yes,
it was that close.
Yeah, it was very close, but I felt that Singapore team was not consistent. Some laps where Sri Lanka played better, then they gotten the goal.
Well, it really did cost them. It was Adamanik that gave them the lead after just 10 minutes from a short corner before Damith struck back just at the start of the second half to make it all square. Abita, though, with what was the goal of the game? Topping off a brilliant move from Sri Lanka. It was fantastic the way that Dinesh ran at the heart of the defence and drew everybody there. Sliding in at the far post was Abita. That means that Sri Lanka take the spoils in this one and they now have 6 points in Pool B and they will take on Kazakhstan in their final group game. Singapore will take on Myanmar and will have to overcome them if they are to finish in second place in Pool B with a chance of going through to the final. An action-packed day tomorrow as well. Women and men's action coming your way. So please do join us. 6 games in total, none more so. The biggest game tomorrow for the men is Hong Kong against China. And then a little bit later on, it's Thailand versus Singapore. That one could be pivotal in the women's pool to see who will progress through to round 2 of the World League of Hockey. But from the Sengkang Hockey Complex tonight, we bid you adieu and we will see you tomorrow.